Pristine People. It's your boy E Money, your favorite engineer. Check it out. If you want to get involved with Power 108.9 as far as partnerships and advertising, if you want to reach our 50,000 plus listeners and viewers per week, please email power1089ads@gmail.com. That's power1089ads@gmail.com. Speak to our marketing director so we can get you set up and ready to go. Let us help you reach your targeted audience and expand your brand.
Question: what's the only station where you can get R&B, hip hop, pop, and talk radio? Time's up.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the joystick. The joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously, and it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your joystick today, visit our website at www.joystick.com.
Question: what's the only station where you can get R&B, hip hop, pop, and talk radio? Time's up.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
My powerful and pristine people, it's your boy E Money, your favorite engineer. Check it out. If you want to get involved with Power 108.9 as far as partnerships and advertising, if you want to reach our 50,000 plus listeners and viewers per week, please email power1089ads@gmail.com. That's power1089ads@gmail.com. Speak to our marketing director so we can get you set up and ready to go. Let us help you reach your targeted audience and expand your brand.
Question: what's the only station where you can get R&B, hip hop?
You ready,
pop,
Buchanan?
and talk radio? Time's up.
Power 108.9, a station for the people.
Yeah, I got it. You ready?
The opinions and views expressed by this program are those of the program host, and guest, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Power 108.9 and its officials. We hope you enjoy.
Yeah. The Unbroken experience with Syndy B. You know what it be. Yeah, you heard it all before. I love you so much. What is wrong with you? I can't do this anymore. You don't need to run no more.
Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. All right.
It's gonna be a good topic. Me and Bird was
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I got your favorite co-host in the building, G Cool. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, what's happening?
We just coming off a fun weekend.
We did have a good weekend.
Surprising the honey bun.
Yeah, that was lit.
The big 5-0.
You do that though. You know, I saw your swag. I saw how you do things. He was definitely caught off guard.
It's so crazy because we'll be married 13 years in December, right? And every year from the day we met, I have done something for his birthday.
I can see how you got away with that. Because the parking lot didn't like it was finna be nothing, and then all these people. It's a surprise.
Yeah, and then also the fight helped.
Oh, yeah, that helped.
Because we're fight watching people. So for me to be like, we're watching the fight.
Yeah, let's go chill.
That was the part, though, the chill part. So I have a friend that always going to be about to spill the beans, okay? So I had her on speakerphone, honey buns in the car, and I almost said, you're on speakerphone. But then I didn't say it because I was like, well, I don't want him thinking that we just be talking crazy or nothing like that. So she almost spilled the beans and I had to pivot. I was like, that was a surprise. I'm buying the fight at Rachel's house. We just going to go watch the fight.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, big day on Saturday for bro. How's that coming along? That's what she said. So I had to pivot real quick. Cause I had already had the peoples working on like where y'all want to watch the fight at, all week. So anyway, pivoted. But us going to my girlfriend's house to watch the fight, he chilling. He didn't cut his hair. He didn't put on no clothes. I was like, what you wearing? He was like, nothing. We chilling.
I'm good.
So, but guess what? I realized I won't let him live this down because it was one of these things I had to talk myself through. It was when he called me an asshole.
You came and told me.
I told everybody because it was like me talking my way because no one would ever talk to me like that, right? But I knew what it was, and that's how he talks to his brothers and his people or whatever. But
he was feeling good.
Oh my!
He was so happy. The honey bun.
Yeah, that filled my entire life. It always does to do stuff with.
You was glowing.
I was.
You
so
were
happy.
glowing.
I was just floating around, just talking to everybody.
He was like, "Gee, what's good?" like he was like, "Oh yeah, the food was good, the drinks were good,
and the fight."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know who you were going for, but I thought he was the only one going for Crawford.
He was going for Crawford, and I forget the guy that was sitting beside me. He was going for Crawford.
Okay, so he was going for Crawford too. Mm-hmm. So of course that was like the icing on the cake that his guy won.
He walked right in front of that screen. Put the arms
up. I got that
picture
too. Yeah.
Come on, coach.
So have you ever had anyone do a surprise for you?
Yeah, Bird got me. How old was I? No, well, she got me. We was at VA, and she got me good because it's hard to surprise me. I'm just always paying attention. So we were just sitting like you said, we just sitting at the bar kicking it, and they were on the other side. It's like an outside, but it was no reason for us to be outside.
Right.
She had me sitting out there about an hour. So I definitely don't know when I walk through this door, they finna surprise me.
Right.
I walked out there like surprise. I was like, you got me. So she did that.
I remember I've only had 2 surprises in my life. One was years ago. I think I was turning 19 or something like that. And that was a good surprise. And then when the honey bun surprised me, I don't know how old I was turning. It was a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But I learned there. I couldn't remember how I felt back then. When I was 19, when that surprise took place, but that last one, I don't know if it was me being older or being completely off guard, but I was like, I never want a surprise again. Like, I felt like I was about to hyperventilate. I was happy and excited.
That shock, you just never see it. I mean,
yes.
Woo, that feeling. I know what you mean because I had a white shirt on, long sleeves. I was like super in shape. I walked through the door. They're like, surprise! I mean, we don't even live in Georgia
exactly
at this time, so
right.
I wasn't even expecting it. I'm in Virginia, and I mean it's every race is super diverse. I mean she got to have like 40 people here, just standing at the door, surprise. I'm shocked. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you being there made me think about when how we send memes and videos, amongst one another, and I always be like, I just don't know these people. Right. I don't know these kinds of people. I know that they exist, but they're not in my circle. So when you were there, did you feel what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You don't hang with nothing. It was no problems. Like, I'm sitting in there like, ain't nobody overstaring.
Right.
I'm going to just keep it 100. Right. Y'all were looking so good. if somebody got up and walked by and they had a nice ass,
Right.
nobody. Looked. I'm like, damn, my neck stiff as hell. Like, don't look. I know what to do. Because I'm ass watching. Don't play with me. I'm gonna check some cheeks out.
It's for real. I do not.
So I'm like, I don't know who's with who. I'm like, nobody's looking.
Right.
I'm like, do y'all see this ass? Nobody look. I ain't even gonna say the lady that had the thing just wiggly.
Ooh, I already know.
That thing was wiggly. I said, goodness.
And her boo was there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was there. I was like, damn, he was like, he caused no problems either. I'm like, oh, you got a good man. Like, you got a good, he ain't causing no problems.
But that's what I say, you know, about all the craziness when we talked last year about the jungle. It's like,
You don't see it.
I don't.
Like, nobody was sitting there. Like, even the women that were, like, I could tell that we had something.
Right.
They ain't finna do shit.
Right.
Like, they ain't finna do shit so much so that I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do shit. Like, I just want to leave it right here.
Right.
Because I bite.
Right. No, they're okay with the bite.
Yeah,
they
but
just
it's
want.
like,
They
you
just
know,
want to. They want my crew. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about the men too. The men in my crew are pursuers. Like, they're going to make the move. They might be nervous. They may have their own way of going about it.
They got some tradition in that room. There's a lot of tradition. Like,
Tradition
nobody's crossing no line. They see that line, they're like, hey, be careful. It's a line over there. Like, I like the fact that I know everybody's a good person. I'm a good person. So if I'm a little spicy,
everybody knows
this
it's
a good
coming from the right place.
spicy at,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I'm looking like, ain't finna be no titty sucking in the bathroom in here. Like,
Ooh,
ain't finna
yeah,
be no
nah.
neck biting in here.
Nah.
Ain't finna be no, let me grab you by the hip, but that hand is
no.
mostly on the ass for real. Like,
Right.
nah, it's none of that.
None of that.
And I
is
wondered, did
taking
that
place.
bore me? Because I was sitting there like, I mean, everybody looked good. But I was
Yeah.
like, have I gone through so much trauma that I'm bored when I see a good woman?
That's a great
You know what I mean?
perspective.
Like,
to
everybody got
think
their
from.
shit together in your crew.
Yeah.
Everybody from.
And there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, I'm like, I wasn't worried.
Mm-hmm.
I was not worried about it. It was not going to be any problem. If somebody left a card, don't worry, we'll take care of it.
Exactly.
Oh, you didn't eat? Are you sure? Because we can get you a drink.
Yes.
You know, it was great. Like, we moved the sofa around in the place.
It was like family. It was like everybody. And what I loved, because I have different pockets of crews, right?
Uh-huh.
And so some of it was their first time. They see me post about. They see I'm with them all the time. It was their first time meeting, and I love what the feedback that I got. Just like you guys have a lot of love, you know, in your circle, and crews spoke highly of the others.
Yeah. Keep that trash out.
I don't know how to operate within that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want. After that.
Can you do my ponytail? You know what?
Yeah, she over here swagged out. That ponytail on point tonight. Don't play with her.
You know, gotta bring the ponytail
Boo
up.
just had a birthday, so you know he probably relived them days. Them ponytails. I said that on the show before. Ponytails, what?
Listen,
Out of there. It's his birthday week too.
It was
Coach.
You so crazy. You so crazy. Oh, but I can't believe. And he looks so good for 50.
Man,
He looks so good.
your whole crew looked amazing.
I know, right?
I mean. And it's,
So
it's
you
a thing to
understand where
say.
I'm coming from,
yeah,
right?
You don't know
So
anything.
it's
You're
like,
outdated. You're gone.
It'd be one, but I'm clearly not.
No, you're gone.
But
like
but
walking
it's like
in there.
it was like 60 of us there.
Yeah, but y'all gone. That's a pocket.
That's not a pocket.
That road we was on, it's a whole different city. Like, we walked in there, it was like, wait a minute, where we at? You go through a curtain and everything, and it just opened up into this oasis. Yeah, you don't exist.
I don't believe
And everybody
that.
was dressed nice.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, even though you saying Honey Bun one dress,
But he looked
great.
Yes.
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like, no.
But I still stand by it's what you attract.
And
Even whether it's friendships
but you got a great circle. That's what I'm saying.
I do.
Y'all not in the jungle. Y'all flying
No.
above it. Y'all fly by. They go to the jungle right there. There it is. Do you see it? We might can see some wild shit running if we.
Oh my God.
Like, that's how y'all live. Oh man.
But I do sometimes talking to any of my girlfriends that are single or dating, I can see the challenges that female wise.
Absolutely.
I don't necessarily talk as much to our male friends. That's more Ryan, but I can see why it could be a struggle because we have such tradition rooted in us, and I think Atlanta is not necessarily rooted.
I
in
can
that.
see why if those women, anybody there, if they was to say, I don't understand men, I don't know like what to do, I could see why.
Yeah.
Because they were literally, I hate to say it, if there was an attraction or if there was something going on, they're outdated. There was no like if they were doing something, it was too low end because people are so action.
Yeah.
It's a call to action in the dating game right now.
Right.
Oh, you better blink at me twice. You better do a little booty wiggle, or you better do something to let me know that
Right.
I see you over I see this person. Because what's the risk of me saying in that environment, right? And this is gonna sound a little crazy, but what's the risk? What is it worth that if I say, okay, in this room, if I show interest to her and she's boring or if it's not worth my while, every woman in here is gonna dismiss me.
Sure.
But I might like 2 or 3. I may be attracted to 2 or 3. But if you leave your world and go out, okay, you don't like me.
It's like all competition.
Okay, what's up with her? Because you said no, so I can go right over here.
Right.
Well, you never even liked him, girl. I can say hello to him.
Right.
He wasn't your speed, or she wasn't your speed. It's just different. In that room, I was sitting there with my hands on my knees.
We're definitely a cold kind of crew. Like if you showed interest, that's it. Like that's it.
I'm
Unless
in
you
there.
have a conversation, like you'd have to have
definitely
a
gotta have the
conversation. Like,
conversation.
you're not interested? Are you okay with me being interested? You
Yeah,
know, like
what did y'all do? Because I don't. If this was any intimacy, I don't want to deal with it. If y'all had it, it ain't got nothing to do with
But you said outside it's not like that.
Nah.
anymore.
It's. Like,
I still don't agree with that.
No,
but-
I don't. Listen, I don't.
And
want
the
to
only
deal with-
reason is I even think of, some of I think I've shared this before. I've just seen, it might take some time to attract your person, but staying in that level of standard, but not like over the top.
Yeah,
Not like
it's just
out of
not the
control.
majority. When I'm saying it, it's just not the majority. Like there was a time we were dating, everybody knew how to date. Like you knew how to go out.
Yeah.
Now, what's up? What you on? Because they're gonna pass the eye test. Good job. You're gonna pass. You got a job, or you working. You can sustain in your own home. Good job. Then the next level is what level of crazy are you now? In your room, that's not what's going on. In your world, it's. I mean, everybody got their shit together.
Yeah.
We don't even want to be outside.
Yeah.
Without the 3 basics. We got our mind, body, and soul is together.
It's together, right?
Nah, not in our world.
So you know how they talk a lot of the men are talking about now that women can't see a good man, and you remember how you just said like have I just been through so much trauma or whatever that I can't recognize or appreciate a good woman, and I think that has a lot to do with it on both sides.
Absolutely, because I when I was in that room, I saw that. So that's from the male point of view. Like, oh, I'm bored because they're that traditional. I don't see them. The idea of me doing something that might get a little edgy, I don't see it in these women.
Right.
But if I was trying to build a home and if I was trying to grow a family, absolutely, I'm in the right room.
Right.
But as far as a good time on a Saturday night,
Right.
they're not invited.
And so that's the crazy part is the way that my circle moves. You'll get the edge, right?
Yeah.
But they got to know that you're worth showing that to.
Right, but then that takes time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we live in a swipe left world.
But that's why so many hearts are broken and like getting in and
They
getting out
diving
of
in,
relationships.
or they faking. They giving them representatives. That's why I lead from the hip. Like I have both sides.
Yeah, you do.
And I need to be able to. It don't have to be buck wild. I'm not saying be buck wild, but I need to know that we might be standing on the 11th floor, and I might come in and you just naked, but they can see you from across the way. But you don't care because we on vacation.
Sure.
You're not. Shut those curtains. We're on the 11th floor. We're on the 27th floor. Nobody can see us.
Right.
Like it's not a conversation like that.
Right.
Or your night where. You don't have to go sign a package. You can go sign a package in what you sleep in.
right.
I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, let me get a robe for what I sleep in. Just a little bit of edge, because I don't. Like they say, lady in the streets, freaking the sheets. You remember that old saying?
Yeah.
You can't say that now because people take that a whole different way. Because now you're just straight faking it.
Right.
I want you to be a lady, period. But when we get in the sheets, lose your damn mind. Not just any sheets you get in.
Yeah, but still, that I know my friends. We all have that edge, but you just don't get to get that.
But y'all don't. If it's a good time doesn't involve sexual energy.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? Like a good time in the world, and I'm saying the basic or the that's in the forefront right now. Sexual energy is there. I mean, we see it in our media, we see it in everything that we get.
Right.
So in that room, it wasn't that way.
Yeah.
Although it looked like some things, I'm like, damn, she looked. Oh well, wow. I had to catch myself after that tequila. Let me chill out.
Yeah.
Because she poured the hell out this tequila. Let me sip this. Let me get some water, please.
But it was such a good time.
was a vibe.
And I like for people to see my people, whether they're my friends or my family, like we out here.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a family environment. I did feel that, and that could be probably why I didn't.
Sure. I've
been single too long. I don't even know how to be.
What's your experience in today, not 2 years ago, but
Yeah.
today, like with you dating? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like you want to just throw the towel in, like I'm done?
I just still know that I don't want to be in a relationship. So I don't want to waste somebody's time. Like the women in the room.
Right.
I could be attracted to them, but I'm not going to say anything because.
Oh, yeah, they're relationship people.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to be consistent the way you need me to be consistent. Because I may just want to see you at events and flirt.
Sure.
And that's all I want to do. Y'all, all the girls say, he ain't talking about shit. He just a big flirt. He's something to look at when we come in. I'll take that.
Right.
But when I go out and I'm by myself, I'm just dad.
Yeah.
I remember I used to see moms, and I used to be like, oh, she a mama. She look good as hell, but she mommy mode. I'm daddy mode. Like today, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be up that way. I'm not gonna make it to get dressed. So
Right.
I had a whistle walking around.
Yeah.
So I'm just not. You have to just catch me.
Do you think that's like the tail end of grief? You know, because people don't realize you grieve after divorce.
So it's good. It's a good thing you say that. So after the divorce, I realized I was talking to the kid's mom, and I was like, after knowing so much more, even like 2 years ago, I know much more than I knew 2 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I was never gonna. Because I don't think I was completely closed as much as I was closed.
Okay.
When I unpacked more things that I didn't necessarily see, but I thought I cleared it up. So now now I need to clear it up between the two of us. I'm good, but she's not good. So that's why I feel a little air like it's not being communicated. So now that I have more communication, I'm like, yeah, this is more my fault too.
Right.
The immature that I had with emotions was just not there.
Have you all gone through the phase of trying to get back together?
Nah, I don't want to work.
But you know, y'all probably did because y'all were split for a little bit.
It was just never there. If there was a phase, I missed it because our communication, she never gave off that. Like I'm saying, I'm out here being single. You know when somebody like you. You know when somebody's showing interest. I never got the look. We broke up and got back together before. I never saw it. If she thought it, she didn't relay it.
Okay.
Or I didn't speak the language that she spoke anymore.
Okay.
Because now I just told her 2 days ago, I'm like, I don't know you.
What you mean?
Like, I don't know you. Like, to even, if you were dating somebody, if she was dating somebody, I wouldn't know what she like now. It's been 6 years.
Sure.
Because I'm not the same.
Sure.
Because once we split, I remember being the guy. I can look back and be like, I remember when I was that guy. I remember who I was in 2017 versus 2021.
Right.
I'm single again.
Yeah.
Back on the prowl. It should have been my ringtone type of thing.
Back then, yeah.
But now I'm like, I'm single.
And I'm good with that. I'm
I
just
don't
chilling.
leave me alone. I did 4.5 months of celibacy.
Yep, you sure did.
I kept that dick in my pants. You hear me? That was a rough month. When I got back outside, I should have had a cape on.
Oh my goodness.
I broke that thing. And I broke it on some. I was corny. For me, I was corny. Not corny.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I was out, kicking it with the lady or whatever. But while I was waiting on her, I just went, instead of going to a regular bar, I was at a live cover band. But I was shocked at the band. They were really good. I was like, let me have another drink. Let me have another drink. By the time she came downstairs, G had done showed up. But I'm grown folk in it. Like, I'm 50 plus. So I realize I'm with these people. And we have another drink, and next thing we know, we in the club, and they got neon lights, and I got my hands in the air, and I done had too much. What's in this drink? Type of shit.
Right.
I had a good time.
Okay.
And end up breaking it.
Yeah.
But even breaking it,
how did you feel?
I thought I was Superman. I was like, yeah, you got me fucked up. That really was my swag.
Sure.
My sexual swag was, I do this.
Speaking at the time.
But then I could tell I was too lit.
Okay.
Like I was just.
Gotcha.
I can't keep this pace.
Right. That's the key. You keeping the pace.
Don't think I'm gonna do this every single time.
So that's tricky because we've talked about that with you before. How they perceive you, right? And
Yeah.
then if they get, you know, close enough to you, they realize you just be chilling.
Yeah, this is a good night.
Right.
This is a great night. It's a Saturday night and I'm out of town.
But they want that first representation.
And that's why, but in my conversation, you know, I shoot for the hip.
Yes.
So I'm like, look, we drinking, we flirting. I ain't seen you. I ain't touched nothing. I ain't even seen one.
Right.
I ain't even seen one. And I work with, so I ain't seen it like
Right.
in person. So,
Not in person.
and, so, you know, just when I still got that youthful edge. So I want to show you what I can do. Although we've been there before with each other, I want to show what I can do. So I end up not finishing. I had too much to drink. I ain't even come out. We just, look, boy, you better come. I can't. 4.5 months, I'm overstimulated. I can't. I like semen retention.
Right.
Came back home and so I had to get that out. Went with another person I hadn't seen, but I trust.
Yeah.
Man, it was about a good 5-6 minutes.
You know what?
How Tarzan. She like, you better get it back together. I was like, I don't want to.
Like,
I'm done. This was a bad showing. I'm good with that. I'm safe. Look, you can talk bad about me.
Right.
Because I done been a hero with you many nights. Tonight, I suck.
You officially hit on stage.
Yeah, like I'm good. That's all I got for you.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with 7:30 Crazy. But before we get into the co-parenting, single parenting thing, I do want to talk about grief from divorce.
Yes.
A lot of people don't really realize that you go through a grieving period because, you know, you hear divorce a lot, right? Like it's a normal thing, which it is, but you don't realize that it's a grieving period as well. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for that 7:30 Crazy. Make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, I got a good one about that. It's going to be.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. It's time for that 7:30 crazy. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's party.
So I was kind of debating on which
Oh, boy.
topic. So this was pretty simple, but is it 7:30 crazy for you to post on your social media your significant other that you just started dating?
Yeah. For me, it is. But then I feel like I got unk status because I don't.
Right.
I think it's crazy simply because here you go posting boo with me or
Everywhere.
bae, all this. I didn't even know, what was it, Monday or Tuesday, National Girlfriend Day? When did that come around?
So,
Has it always been that?
I think so. Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Can't be. August 1st has not always been National Girlfriend Day.
I think so. I don't know.
That's cap.
I don't be paying attention to none
That's
of that.
cap, good people. And y'all know it. You know it when don't. So you get Valentine's Day and National Girlfriend Day, Christmas. What else the holiday they got?
They got everything.
Some of y'all do St. Patrick's Day.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that for everybody.
It's nuts to me. I done seen people get in whole fights this week. It's Thursday.
Yes. So, okay. I have just seen, I think I can think of a few people in particular that I know. They will get into it because they're relationship people,
Okay.
right? And they will get into a relationship and post, boo this, ooh, watch my babe, ooh, he or she is this, ooh. And then crickets. So you know they're either at odds or they broke up.
Yeah.
And then months later, it's another bae. But they really love them. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like just give it a chance to.
Are you doing it for us, or are you doing it to make them feel like, look, I'm showing everybody that I'm with you?
Exactly.
I mean, we don't care. You with them.
Exactly. I don't know.
I don't want to work into your insecurity like that. But go ahead.
I just feel like, if you don't want people asking what happened, then don't post. Because I'm going to ask what happened if I know you.
This is what happens. And a lot of people don't think about this because you're only in the moment right now.
Right.
You post this person, they see you with them. We don't know what happened. We may see you out, but you with somebody else.
Right.
Or we see the other person that we don't know.
Right.
Like we might know you. We don't know this other person. We see this other person kissing in the club, pouring champagne down each other's throat.
Yo.
So now I don't know how to be when I see you. But oh man, we've been done.
Yes.
But you was glad to tell me that you got together, but you don't want to tell me. No, it ain't the same. Look, man.
I know.
I'm about to block you. Especially if you're in a relationship. I don't even care. I don't even like those photos or videos.
Well, now that we're talking about social media, I'll talk about the most recent news with Tina Knowles, going through her divorce with her. I think they were married for 8 years.
They made 8 years? Wow, they did, huh?
Yep. 8 years.
Damn, it's been 8 years.
Now, don't get me lying, but I think that's what I saw.
I mean, it's 23. It's possible.
Yeah. Time flies. So, do you think? I'm not really surprised because, believe it or not, I'm a praying woman, right? I think that if I would be in the same shoes, because you go through your split with your husband or wife then, and you're used, this is what I always talk about, you're so used to being in a relationship, the next thing because you go through that period where you don't want to deal with nobody, but then when you first get out there and first feel good, you want to just lock it down.
I mean, she looked like she wanted to prove it too.
Yeah.
Like, you trying to prove that this solidifies, I'm a good woman, you missed out on a good woman type of thing. Like, hey, you remember how hard this was too?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be some hardships. That's still a man. That's still a woman. And it's like when I saw the break, and it was like, here come the videos. Oh, I just found it. I did. He was like almost perfect.
But it reminded me also, because I've been through this, I've been through a separation and divorce. When I hear people be like, yeah, and they were married while he or she was doing this, I'll be like, they could have been split.
You don't know.
For a long time. Because that was me. We were split. I have my own place. He does not have a key,
You just knew us to be married.
Yes.
Paperwork, we're married.
Yes.
But we ain't in a relationship.
Living separate lives.
Completely.
But people, will hold you to that.
You know what it is? And my ex said this to me, and it made a lot of attention. She said, it's hard for her to get out there in where we live or what's going on because I know too many people, or we may know some of the same circle. I said, but until you make a decision, or I make a decision, they always gonna see that because we had such a dope thing. We got kids from it. People knew us, and that's what happened with divorce. You know, y'all have some of the same friends, so sometimes the friends don't really know what to do and all that
That's
kind of
so
stuff.
awkward, man.
So
Yeah.
now you talk about, and then we don't have problems. Like we're not mad at each other.
Yeah.
We went through some shit, but
Yeah.
until
It's
somebody show up
awesome.
and say this is the new spouse or this is the new person,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like it's gonna always be the identity. Like oh that's
Right.
because I was trying to tell her I don't bring it up. I don't tell you that people say your girl or your wife is this person. I'm not finna correct everybody.
Right.
That
right,
was
right.
my wife.
Right.
I'm
right.
not finna waste the time with a
Because
conversation.
you're not mad. Because
Yeah.
if you were maybe like, that's not my wife.
Yeah.
Like we're not
I'm
married no
good.
more. You
I'm
know.
not finna clear up shit. I don't want you either.
Yeah.
Like I don't want
yeah.
you to think that
Yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah.
If we get into an intellectual conversation where you're not guessing, and I'm like, no, we've been split. You know, we've been gone from each other this long.
I think also when she was speaking of you all have the same circle of friends or encounters or whatever, and that she's got to decide and I think that's true because I know once I decided that it was a wrap for me and my ex-husband, I have not seen that man. I did not run into that man, and we know the same people.
But just gone.
Yeah,
Like,
not saying it won't happen one day, but before I came to that space, I would run into him all the time, just random. I decided last minute to go to this place,
and there
he go. You know,
13 years,
yeah,
2 kids
13 years. I have not ever run into that man. We know the same people. There's opportunities where we could potentially run in, to one another.
Listen, I'll tell her, I won't go if you're there. If we're not saying we're gonna be there and I'll be there while you're there, I'm not going. If I'm outside and I'm like, yo, Bird in here, I'm turning around. I don't want to fuck up your good time.
Sure.
Because I know what you bring to the room when if I'm somewhere and people be like, oh, so and so. I see people change up.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't act like that.
Yeah, because you guys do exude a certain energy amongst one another.
And we're both over 6 feet tall.
Exactly.
We're both over 6 feet tall. I told her, I said, you gotta stop messing with dudes. I hope they listening too. I want her to understand so they can hear like the level. Like you gotta stop messing with dudes who dim your light. Like I don't see a glare. It's like I'm not blinded when you walk in the room. I see your light. I'm good. My eyes don't get off.
Right.
Like when we walked in the room together. So you messing with guys, you're blinding them.
Right.
Because you're glowing so much. They're not used to the light you bring to the room. Because they're not lighting the room up.
Right.
I'm so confident that I'm walking in with a winner.
Yeah.
That I feel good in my spot. Like if I gotta pass the ball, she got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of guys can't handle that. Like I'm talking about beautiful women. Like you handle it. You're somebody that handle it. I see your circle of women. I just spoke about it.
Right.
I'm like, well, you been walking in with me that long? That's why they gonna look like that. So that's why when I come in, I don't even see him. You could be talking to a dude, and I've been walking past this dude for 2-3 months.
Terrible.
I don't see this mother. I don't see him.
That's so terrible.
Because you ain't tell me who he is.
Right.
He ain't said nothing. I can't see him.
Right.
Are you arrogant? I am arrogant.
Call it what you want.
I'm crazy. It's 7:30 crazy.
There was a few little stories that I put in 7:30 crazy. I just think the whole divorce life is 7:30 crazy.
Yes.
It is one of the most traumatic
I want to say something when we come back
Okay,
too.
don't forget what it is. But divorce, I would not wish it on my worst enemy, to be honest with you. I have been through some of the most devastating things in my life that I just was like, kept on moving.
Yeah.
It might have got me down on the inside a little bit, but you wouldn't see it on the outside. Oh, I mean, tore me down.
Man, almost like you got a nosebleed sitting down. Like, why you know? I don't even know. I didn't feel it.
Yes. So we're gonna continue that conversation on the grieving part of divorce when we come back.
Yes.
All right, y'all. That's 7:30 crazy. There was a few 7:30 crazy stories in there, but tell me if it was just a few of them. It's divorce. It's 7:30 crazy all together. Okay, especially because we don't know how to handle it a lot of times. Anyway, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna continue our co-parenting, single parenting conversations, as well as the grief of divorce, going through divorce. When we come back, make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We've been having our co-parenting, single parenting conversation of relationships and business with your favorite co-host, Mr. G. Clue. Say hey to the people one more time.
Hey, what's happening?
And our special guest has come in the building.
And she's, woo.
It's Sierra Sade, right?
Sierra
Sade. Say hey to the people.
Hello, everybody. It's the Queen right here, representing Queens on a Mission. I'm so happy to be here, first of all.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Taking space for me.
Yes, of course. So on this show,
Yes.
is interactive conversation.
Okay.
But I do want the people to know a little bit more about you. What you have your hands in a lot of things. I know
Yes.
You're huge on women's safety.
Yes.
When it comes to that's not my lane, but tactical and gun safety and all those kinds of things.
Yes.
So I want to hear about that first.
Okay, yeah. Well, honestly, what got me started in that was just being a mom, hairstylist, and being from Baltimore. You know, it's a lot of crime in our neighborhoods. And the first thing I noticed was that we just did not have knowledge about proper gun safety or even just how to protect ourselves. And of course, when it comes to poverty and, you know, utilizing the value of being entrepreneurs, I seen how we were attacking our own people. And honestly, when we just don't have certain outlets to get certain anger and just therapy, I seen how tactical training was a great way to actually have therapy, especially for our young men. So even though I focus on the women and children, a lot of those children are boys with single moms that don't have fathers, and they lead to guns and violence, and you know the rest of how that story goes. So me being a mom, I feel like I have to do my part. So I really slowed down with hair and everything just to focus on that.
Does your daughter know how to use?
Yeah,
carry?
she started learning how to shoot at 6.
Okay.
She does not like guns. And she's a girly girl. She hates it to this day, but she knows that she don't have no choice but to
Right.
learn it. So
Right.
she'll thank me, you know.
I know
absolutely.
she'll definitely thank
Absolutely.
you, but I can
Yeah.
understand being like, so I got my license. I don't even know if it's required now in Georgia, but
It's not.
back some years ago. But I never carried. I'll go to the gun range in a minute. Like, I love a gun
Really?
range. What? I love a gun
Okay.
range. I've never done like out in the field, which is what I want to do. So
Yes.
I want to do that so bad. But I'll go to the gun range in a minute. But I've always been afraid to have it in the house. And now having children, even though I talk to them about everything, like I've even talked to them about how would they feel if we carried one in the house. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
we've had those conversations, but I'm still nervous. And really, I'm a energy person. And so I'm like, what if me having a gun in the house, now I attract like danger.
Yeah. You feel a sense of empowerment when you had a weapon. You do feel safer, especially if you're not afraid. You
Yes.
spoke about the discipline and just therapy. Is it the same as MMA, like martial arts? Is it the same therapy of just discipline?
I would say so, yes, because even when you're a MMA fighter, you have to know when to turn that on.
Right.
Everyone don't deserve the triple kick. So you have to know, you know what, I'm going to just walk away. And
Right.
even with me carrying, I've been in situations where I'm like, I don't need to grab for my firearm. I just need to remove myself. And that's that.
That's great discipline, because
Yeah.
there was a time I just pull out. I mean, I didn't care. I had weapons that didn't have serial numbers. I had all that. I was at a party one time and at a house when I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, and I had a 2-shot Derringer and I had 357. And I came in one of the rooms that I occupied, and the guy was just doing too much. But because I had the gun, I pulled the gun and fired it in the
Right.
house.
Right.
Just because I had the gun.
Just because you had it.
So
and I talk about
I didn't
that.
have the discipline then. But
That discipline. Yeah, I talk about that in my classes, even with women. You know, if someone, you know, if you catch your man cheating and you walk in, what would you do? And a lot of them
Right.
are like, I'm grabbing my gun.
Exactly.
No.
That's not it.
You gonna go down the road for him for that? Don't do it.
For this
It's not
moment.
even that serious,
moment.
right? So we talk about those things.
Some people just don't need to carry if they're
Yeah.
hot-headed. Like that, but you wouldn't be able to tell them they hot-headed.
I gave my guns up. When I moved back, I gave them up. Because I knew I will shoot your ass.
Yeah.
I just fired at a party. Yeah, let me put this up.
Yeah.
Let me put this
Yeah.
up. So
So you
Yeah.
said, okay, what are the names of the flooring that you do again?
Oh, it's epoxy flooring.
Epoxy,
Yes.
which I want in my basement.
Okay.
That's what I was.
Let me
So what
know,
made you
girl.
get into that? That's like labor.
Yeah, it is labor, and I don't do any of it
Okay.
unless they need my help. You know, I
don't
focus
do that,
on the
no.
marketing side.
Okay.
Derwin, I've known him since we were in 6th grade, and
Okay.
we've always been artists. And recently, he just said, "Hey, I need your help with this marketing. I know you have that energy,
Yeah.
and let's join forces." So I'm in it because I've seen how he's grown,
Mm-hmm.
and I see that he's took it from paintings to now floors and pools, and we've been doing some big things out here. Yeah, I love it.
And what else? Because I keep listening to Molly. I know you do
Oh,
grant
gosh.
writing. Look, I told you she has her
wow.
hands in everything. Grant
Yeah.
writing, and I forget what else in that
You
that
and
lane.
your dope ass friends.
You know,
We were just talking about that before you got here.
Oh,
And
yes.
her super friends. Y'all see how good she look too.
Come on
She
now.
carrying concealed. Leave this one alone. This shoulder getting
Come
a
on
look.
now.
I'm
We
getting a
don't
look.
play.
Take your jacket off. Relax, please.
you know what?
He said, "Take your jacket off." That's so funny. I actually got into grant writing because I seen the tax-free money, and I'm like, why are we not taking advantage of this? So that's why I got into it. I have a few grant writers. I'm a part of my nonprofit, and I decided to learn, if they weren't able to help or whatever was happening, I didn't want that to delay the process if I
Sure.
seen something. So I'm just a firm believer of being a fisher. If you can learn something that'll help you grow, learn it, do it, get it
yes.
done. So sometimes it could be a lot. So I don't try to tell everyone everything I do.
Yeah.
I just,
You
whatever
just, you
fits
just
for
feel,
the
step up
conversation.
when
Sign
it, when
the
when
pockets.
Yeah.
okay. I know. I have skills in other areas that I don't ever promote. Right, like I'm the queen of loan modifications. Right, I've helped probably over 3,000 homeowners save themselves from
Wow.
foreclosure
That's
over the last probably 6 years. But I do not market that at all.
That's
I
amazing.
don't
Didn't
mark-
even know.
You know, it's like because my lane is my lane, right? And that's
Right.
what I market. When it comes to relationship coaching, corporate coaching, but she holds it down.
if you got to.
if it comes,
Yeah.
if I ever needed some coins, I'm gonna pop right on over there, and you'll see me. You'll see me market it.
Flipping
This is
script.
what I'm doing.
That's dope.
I love that.
Yes. Okay, so let everyone know where they can find you. Do you have anything upcoming? I know you recently had a, what do you call it? Something in brunch.
Oh yeah, brunch and bullets.
Brunch
so
and
I do
bullets.
that every weekend. It's based off
Oh,
appointments. But yeah, we go, and it's actually an indoor gun range event. We will be transferring to an outdoor range. But yeah, that's every weekend. You can follow me on Queens on a Mission 007. And this Saturday, we're actually having an outdoor gun range event for the ladies and our kids.
Nice.
So yeah, that's August 4th from 12 to 7. And all the information is on my Instagram.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Do you
And
do
what's your
handguns
Instagram?
and rifles?
Say it again.
Do you guys do handguns and rifles?
Yes, we do it all.
I love it. Well, I will be participating soon because it's been a little while. I'm planning it for my birthday. That's just, I'm doing a whole lot. It's that, learning how to ride a motorcycle.
Yes.
There's all kinds of action based this
Is this
year.
a 4-week
It is a
situation?
full month
Okay, that's
of
nice. Okay.
activities. All action based. Like that's just my zone right now. Just all
I love that.
action based.
Yes,
So,
explore.
where can they find you on social Instagram? I don't know if
It's
you said that.
yes, it's Queens on a Mission 007.
Okay, guys, when we come
Yes.
back, you all know it is time for that What Would Sin Say at the top of the 8 o'clock hour, but we have not forgotten. We're going to continue our grieving after divorce conversation, our co-parenting and single parenting, all of that. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for What Would Sin Say. Make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
It's about to get hot in here.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. It is time for that What Would Sin Say, when we try our best as swiftly as possible to answer all the questions, all the comments and DMs and emails and stuff like that that you send to us as quickly as possible. But Queen, it ends up being long, but we will try our she lied no don't start now. Don't start now. Okay, Michael, what you got for us?
I don't know. I didn't pre-read or nothing. It is a lot of stuff on here.
We got 2 pages.
I know, right? But the font is
Pull
so
it
big.
together. Who
Printed this for me?
Somebody with big
That's
glasses.
big. That's big writing for you. Okay.
I don't even need my glasses for this. All right, so here we go. What more can I do before you either ask for a divorce and try to put the relationship behind you in hopes of finding someone who won't reject you or continue to be rejected by your partner? It's been 2 years since we had relations.
Dang.
What does she do?
It seems like she's.
What more can I do?
Is it a
Nothing.
female?
What
It
more
was a
can I
female,
do
right?
before I either ask for a divorce or try
She
to
didn't
put the
say.
relationship behind?
It sounds like a female, but it doesn't say.
That could be a male too.
It could be,
That ain't a dude.
but it's.
That ain't a dude. He
But
don't
it
want a
sounds
divorce.
like she is only staying in it because she's afraid of what's outside.
That might be
in
a
the
man
jungle.
too, though.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. Like relationship, because it's two different conversations.
Okay.
Because you talk about attention and needing to be feel certain love, then you talk about just a physical need too. Sometimes
Right.
that comes into that. So if it's a female saying he's not touching me or we ain't did nothing in 2
Right.
years, he probably just don't like you anymore. So it's time to
Right.
move on. Like I don't even like you. I live with you.
Right.
I do this life with you, but as far as any type of thing that draws me into you to want to do that, because
That's gone. Yeah.
I mean, 2 years without sex with somebody in the house that you used to screw, you ain't even gonna get
Let
like
me tell you
one
something.
time.
Let me tell you something. I remember the first time, and I didn't know my honey bun was stressed during this time. But I remember.
See?
But I remember. I looked up. It was 2 weeks. I said, "Hold on,
Right.
sir,
Stop what you're doing.
sir. We don't do this." But I learned he was stressing at that time. Okay, well, talk to me, sir, because
You
so
don't
I
want to
don't
be bad in bed.
I honestly don't know how marriages or committed people go months. I can definitely
Right.
see some weeks go by if you're in a period of stress or a period of just
traveling.
period.
Yeah.
just whatever. But months. I've known marriages where it's been 6 months, 8 months, almost a year. I've never known 2 years. But
I mean, I don't know how much masturbating you can get to before you start stepping outside.
yeah, that's rough.
Even if it's you don't even have to go physical. You can find that
Yeah.
cerebral high.
Yeah.
Satisfaction. What you think?
Really?
I agree with y'all said. Yeah.
He's
I
using the
tried.
big words
I
today.
I mean,
You know?
A little bit.
On the Unbroken Experience.
See, now, my shirt's pretty.
And guess what? My mother-in-law, Mama B's watching.
Hey,
She
Mama.
said, "Hey."
I did good today.
All right, what's next?
B-More was about to
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna just add on to what you all said. Like once a certain amount of time goes past, it's both of y'all at the same time. Like she or he, they're both not feeling each other, and that fire has completely died out. So when you do that, you have to try things to bring the fire back in. That I'm not married, but that's what I'm going off of based off my parents.
Yeah.
They take trips. They take a time to just say, look. We're gonna focus on us. Let's get us time. And
But
like
I also know sometimes you just have to do it, because I've been through periods where if I'm really stressed or if I'm really into a project, I could go without until I'm done with the
focus.
project, right? No matter how long it goes. So I just have to be like, you know what? Just step away. Be intentional with the honey bun so I can get back to it,
Right,
but really you realize
Just turn on over.
but I always realize how much I needed it, that release once I do,
But you got to get the release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't release, you might go another 6 months.
You can get stuck. You can get stuck.
Yeah.
You get mad like I've been waiting this long and I do it. I'm just turned off again.
Yeah, no.
Like that was the effort you gave
can
me.
Just,
you got to beat each other up in that bed when you get back if it's been a while. Like you got to go for broke. You got to prove each other.
Yeah.
You got to prove yourself to your mate again.
Then
like,
you can talk
remember,
yourself out of it. You know.
We do this. Like don't be playing with me. Don't be playing. You have me waiting on this thing.
Especially if it's Forbes.
Babe, stop. Wait. You
know
all
what?
You need all of those. Wait a minute. Like you need that. If you don't get one of those, you're making another 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
2 times that year.
Hold on, I'm getting something tonight. Hold on, let me take this pill real quick.
I'll be ready in about 27 to 30.
I will be 53 this year, y'all.
Don't play with it.
So dope. All right, what's next?
So it's really not a lot because the second question, like whoever printed this double spaced it. So I'm good.
Okay.
So how often do you text your spouse during the day? We went from all the time to checking in to nothing. I realized the checking in was me. One day I literally was slammed until later in the day. He hadn't checked in. I asked him about it. He said he was busy. We have a history of him cheating, gaslighting, leaving, coming back, etc. I would love to know what is the norm. Do I have too high of expectations?
I'm gonna let you do this one. Cause
if you started that way and then it fades off, I mean, of course you're going to feel like something's up.
Right.
You know, but sometimes people need a break too.
Yeah.
Like too much texting all the time. I like it in the beginning, but sometimes I do want a little break. Let me miss you for a second. So
let
I would
me
say
miss you.
slow it down a bit.
Yeah.
Because you could run someone away kind of being too
I'm busy
extra.
though. I can't be responding to, and this is today, 13 years into my marriage. Like I'm busy. He busy too, but I'm just speaking on me. I'm busy. Like if you want to text me all day now, I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Like I'm annoyed. I'm
I gotta
busy.
pick that phone up. I gotta hold the phone and be in this conversation. Because if I say something I don't mean,
Especially
if I'm not paying attention,
then
or
it's
if I
a
gotta hold
problem.
the phone and people talking to me, I'm working with are you with me? Are we together?
Right.
Listen, this is my job. This is what I do when I'm not around you.
Yes.
You can shoot me a text. I'll try to respond when I can. But
But for the
if
most
you
part,
can't pick it up,
obviously, you should hear from each other at some point in time during the day. But it shouldn't be all day. Like, let me work. Let me handle
Give me
my
a
business.
second.
Because you clearly not working.
Clearly,
time to text
clearly, you
day.
need
What are you
something to
doing,
do,
baby?
a hobby.
let it be a paragraph in there. As soon as I see that paragraph, I just lost it.
The paragraph.
I took my text off of like when you can't tell somebody read it with the Apple phone.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I was like, you know what?
that.
I need them to know I read it.
I didn't know you could do that.
I need them to know I read this. And guess what? I am who I said I was. I wasn't ready to respond.
Yeah.
I saw what you said. It didn't matter that damn much to me. I got back to it when I got back to it. And you want to be pissed? Well, this is what the road
That's a
looked
sign.
like.
That's a
Yeah.
red flag. That's
'Cause
what that is.
I'm not mad at you. I just don't have time to answer this question. Because my response, because I don't like what you said. So I'm going to say something that probably that you ain't going to like what I said. Now we got to go back and forth. But I'm over here building an airplane. So leave me the fuck alone.
Right. I love that when I have, especially if I have an event or something, going on. Like if he does, he's not expecting a response back. It's like when she grab her phone, she'll see it.
Right.
Because he already know I'm gonna check it at some point. But I want to be tuned in to what I'm tuned in on. Just like when I'm with you, I'm tuned in with you.
Right.
I want to tune in on my work.
Exactly.
And get it done. What?
I don't know. You be taking pictures of food though, so you don't be that.
If you could take a picture of food,
I do take, but I put it down. I post later though.
I don't like nobody telling me what I'm doing with my phone.
Right.
You just posted on Instagram, right? That's a different app.
First of all,
I'm on my damn Instagram.
Yeah.
I can post on
red
Instagram and then
flags.
somebody try to hit you on what's the other one? Facebook. You just I'm on a different
What
app.
that got to do with
over here
you?
patrolling what's going on. Make sure you pay that bill next month too.
That reminds me of when I was single and someone, but dating, single and
Back in
dating.
74.
Yep.
It's been that long.
But I remember he was like, something about I didn't answer my phone or I didn't call him back. I was like, last I checked, I paid this bill.
Right.
It's for my
Don't be checking me on when I decide I want to use my phone.
And then don't be spiteful behind it. Like I'm telling you who I am.
Right.
And then you want to get mad because I don't respond the way everybody else has.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm this person.
Right.
I'm the person that you're texting. Remember,
Yeah.
you're texting me because you want more of me.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah, there it is.
You know what I mean?
There.
And everything don't require a response.
Right.
Yes, it does.
For certain people.
No, it don't.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Everything
this one
is
right
like,
here,
I agree with you, but
this
it-
one,
Like-
he don't. You don't respond.
I don't. It
You
wasn't
res-
a question. Like, you didn't ask me a question.
And-
If you said something, saying something does not require a response. I'll be there tonight.
Okay. Okay.
That wasn't a question.
Sounds
You're
good.
telling me you'll be here tonight, so.
That was the plan.
Right, I was gonna be here anyway.
But we don't know
It's
if
not
you
that.
got it. We don't know if you got
but
it.
you-
Shade at me, though.
But you confirming the confirmation.
That
we already
wasn't shade,
confirmed.
that
I'll
was
see
the
you
truth.
Thursday. All right. I'm not. Nothing's changed.
Right. Now, if we
Hold on, she
confirm,
just threw some shade at me, though.
it was not shade, it's the truth. You don't respond. But I do appreciate when you hit the little like or the thumbs up. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I know
that
you
that's
are
a
like
response.
I'll take it.
It's like when they say okay.
I remember
is an answer.
one time, because he normally, if I say I'm here, or if I hit him with how many guests so he can, prepare. One day you didn't respond to me at all. I had a major attitude.
I'm sure you did.
I was like, hello.
Been 5 years. I know. I already know. Hey, now I started hearing the word the thumbs up.
Yes.
It used to be hearts, and in the beginning it was the heart. It's like a marriage, right?
Right.
She got the
I gotta switch it up.
Now like thumbs up. All right.
I'm showing you something different. I'm different now. Here goes some change.
I know.
It went from yeah, I can't wait to see you too, sis. To,
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Been down this road.
It went cool, and now it's just,
In a minute.
but I'll take it all.
Yes.
All right,
All right,
what's
so my
next?
husband asked me, not my husband.
You know what?
I just gotta let the new folks know, because if I'm reading the question, they'd be like, "Oh."
We know it's not from you.
Okay. So my husband asked me for a divorce tonight. He wants to stay together though. He wants to divide our assets so he is not legally responsible for my fiscal, I should say, irresponsibility. I know him, so I understand what he is trying to say, but I just don't even know how to feel about this. And of course, in my heart, I got snarky, which didn't help
Snarky.
anything. It's snarky, S-N-A-R-K-Y. Have any of you been successful in maintaining the relationship and being divorced? Damn. Sounds like a
That can
yes.
work though, because it's just the intimacy is out. Now we just do business. So I don't come to you for intimacy. We just have a family. So you're not
Yeah.
part of my intimate life.
Yeah.
But we do everything. We do everything else. Like if the kids got something going on, we're at the kids' events. But
I'm such a logical person. My emotions come after the logic is acknowledged. So you won't tap into my emotions until you acknowledge what needs to be handled, right? So when I was going through my divorce, we were opening up a clinic. And I still showed up. I still politicked with the doctors. I still did everything and remained a united front, even though I was living in my own place at this particular time. But to me, it was like, let me handle my business.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But on
Right.
his end, he didn't know how to handle his business without the emotions attached. So it sounds good, right? And I know I could do that if it came down to it, because I've done it multiple times. I remember when I was in a music group back in the day when we were signed, and my homegirl, my girl, like slept with, everyone knew at that time, the love of my life. We weren't together at the time, but everyone knew it took many years to get him out my system, and she slept
Right.
with him. But I had my talk with her. I had the conversation. I was like, but we got studio. Like
Period.
everyone was looking at me like, is she gonna flip? Is she gonna stay in the group?
Right.
Like, no,
they
I'm
make movies about people
Trying
like
to
you.
handle business. Right.
They do. Like,
I mean,
you
it's
gotta
the
go on stage.
you got to. I'm that one that people feel like she don't have feelings. That's not it. We just got to handle our
We
business.
got work to
Right.
do. I'm not calling this.
No,
This got to get done.
No.
I got time to cry.
people to
'Cause-
this day, even whether it's clients or if I'm managing, people. I listen to them and their complaints, and I smile and I'm empathetic on the outside, but on the inside I be fuming. I'm like, do you know how many times I show up and smile in front of y'all and I'm in pain,
Right.
or I'm struggling, or I'm just not having the best day, but I handle my business, and I just wish people would do that more. What she says the guy, her husband, wants, I think is how you should exit. You should exit with a strategy,
Yeah.
but it just hardly ever happens.
She said she got snarky.
She did. She was
used
snarked.
right.
Snarked.
I don't know how this ended up on the paper, but the husband responded to
What?
this. He said,
Date?
You know
Right.
it.
And the husband said, "Eat the cake," and
Stop playing.
All right, so my husband and I always talked about retiring together. He retired last year due to a bad back. Okay, a little older, maybe.
Okay.
I now work, do almost all the chores, make supper.
Not supper. Oh, they
Supper.
older
I mean,
and
right,
southern.
clearly. White. Either they old black or white.
Right. One of the two for
One of the
supper.
two.
They might be Amish.
Supper? Goddamn supper.
Damn.
Make supper, etc. He's up all night drinking. He's not Amish then.
Yeah.
Amish folks don't drink, right?
No.
Don't get me
Okay.
lying. I don't know.
Okay. He's up all night drinking on his phone and watching TV, keeping me up. I'm
He is
struggling
living.
to work and do the home thing. By the time I can retire, he'll be broken down. He'll be a broken down alcoholic, and we will hate each other. Not
how did we
how
get
I
here?
plan the rest of my life. Any words that could help me is appreciated.
Run.
These people, oh my God.
Run.
Why?
No,
I don't see
like,
that at
Yeah.
all. If she don't let that man retire in peace,
Right, that's what I'm saying. This is the
She
beginning of
look-
retirement.
let me tell you something.
They need to do something different because she's now feeling like a slave. Either she needs to start thinking about her retirement plan so she's not feeling left
Right.
out. Then that's what needs to happen because she's gonna start acting angry and bitter towards his happiness
already
if
bitter.
she doesn't. Right,
She's very bitter.
it's gonna
We
get
supposed to do
worse.
this together.
The supper is gonna be nasty. He might not even get supper.
Right. She like
you know what? Make some noodles
slamming
tonight.
cabinets and stuff. No,
It's
if
free
she don't
night.
let that man retire in peace, let me tell you something. If circumstances for me, first we're a little different because if I can retire, so can my honey bun,
Right.
and vice versa.
Right.
However, if I don't worked hard all my life. Let me retire. You want to keep working? You don't have to. But you want to keep working, have at it. Ain't nobody tell you to do the dishes. Ain't nobody tell I'm good because I'm going to go have my little Manhattan or old fashioned in the back. Okay? Let that man retire. He been working all his life.
She
And
just
he got
had-
a bad back.
Right.
She just got an idea of what retirement was gonna look like, and so it's not happening.
She
that way.
jealous.
Like, look,
But
I
not
can
jealous
enjoy
in
this.
not jealous in a horrible way, but she want to retire too. She
I mean, we
wanna-
don't know what he did for a living.
Right,
He could
true.
probably. This is the first time he probably get to just kick
Get a
his
break.
feet
Get a
up
break.
at the house he pays for.
Get a break, yeah.
Like I've been doing everything.
Yeah, I know. Even when I go through I always take a good couple months of break during 2 times of the year. So that's summertime, and then
Right.
at the end of the year. I don't want nobody checking for me. Like that don't mean just because I'm at home and I'm not working doesn't mean I need to be up folding clothes, washing
Right.
dishes.
Right.
I'm outside. I want to go see my girls. I want to hang with my
Right.
kids. I want to go on a date. Like I'm not.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone and let me be. Let me enjoy because I earned that. That pocket of time I was working before that break, I'm stressing myself out. I'm up late. I'm
Yeah,
doing
but
all.
you don't chill.
I don't.
You just said I'm literally crying on the
She
inside,
outside.
but this smile,
Right.
this smile is immaculate. It's perfect.
Right. Exactly. So listen, that's it, and that's all. Okay, ma'am. Let that man here in peace. All right, y'all. That's What Was Sensei. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to dive right into our conversation of co-parenting, single parenting life, but starting with how you acknowledge first that you're grieving after divorce. And I know G Cool and I have experienced divorce. I'm not sure. We got to ask Queen her experience. And we'll share ours and kind of give some words of advice as well. So make sure you stay tuned in and share. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we'll be right back.
108.9.
You good?
I'm good.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. It is time to get into our conversation of co-parenting and single parenting when it comes to relationships and business. I've got your favorite co-host in the building, G. Clue. Say hey to the people one more time.
Hey, what's happening?
and our guest for tonight, Miss Sierra. Say hey to the people.
Hello, world. It's the queen right here.
That was so funny. That was Dion Cole. If you all haven't watched Average Joe, you have to watch Average Joe.
I have not watched that.
He is not a comedian, even though he's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that joint is good and it's based on true events. Just
It's episodic.
Huh?
It's episodes.
Episodes. Yes.
I'll do it because the doctor said it.
I'm telling you, you'll be into. I promise you're gonna be into it. Promise. Let me
Might
know.
have to
Follow
find me
back
somebody
up.
to
Follow
watch
back
it
up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to keep hitting next episode.
So, okay, Sierra, let us know what has been your experience with dating. We know you are you're a mother of one beautiful
Yes.
daughter.
Yes.
Give us a little background. I've been doing this for 5 years, and G's been with me in his third year now. So the people know about our story, but so that we can have some context in our conversation. What's been your experience?
Well, as far as with her father, we were together for 11 years and we were engaged. But I feel like being engaged was a crutch in a way to kind of keep the relationship going. Not really, we're ready to do this. So I found myself out of love a few years before I actually left.
Okay.
And, yeah, I've just been enjoying my time because we were together for so long.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter are really just starting to get our relationship back together because, you know, she felt like it was my fault.
You broke up the family.
I broke up the family,
Yes.
but I want her to know that I really did it for my peace, you know, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We don't necessarily talk about the grief. Do you feel like you went through a grieving part even though you walked away?
I did.
Yeah.
I definitely did. Especially because of the resentment from her. I kind of let her stay with grandma for a few weeks.
Okay.
Like I really needed time to regain back that, you know, confidence as a mom. And like I said, now we're starting to bring it on back.
Yeah.
You know, so it took
Yeah.
that time.
What about you, G?
Ooh, I was beat up, and I didn't know it. So the thing about it for me was I don't know how to not work hard. Some people are like workaholic. I'm considered a workaholic.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember when I worked at the post office for a while, I remember a lady saying the only reward for a hard worker is more work. And so when we split, I mean, I felt the pain, but I didn't realize I was grieving. So I left the relationship and dove into work. And literally, we were opening a new gym, and whatever the gym needed, whatever was around the gym, I just gave it everything that I would have given to a relationship.
Right.
That's all I knew how to do.
Right.
So that father figure, that uncle, that whoever I was in a relationship, I was at work.
Right.
But then the other side of it was okay, I want to let loose.
Yeah.
So I'm doing both.
Yeah.
So I work all day, and then as soon as the day ends, instead of going home and being what I would be at home, now I get to be a slut. You know, like I get to go outside, because that's what happens when you break up, because you've been with one person so long. I was married 16 years together for almost 20. So I did everything with her, and I didn't even know how to be outside. So literally being outside was, I didn't know how to meet a chick and then go have sex without her.
Right.
We were swingers.
Okay.
And so now that I'm outside, it seemed like it was more difficult.
Right.
I'm like, what's wrong
Gotcha.
with these people? You just blinked your eyes at me. You said you liked me. What are you doing?
That meant you like me.
Like, oh no, I ain't doing all that. So I had to learn. But after about 8 months, I was done with the outside, but I was still caught up in the work. I wasn't good until I got sick of work.
Gotcha.
I got tired of what came on work, and I was like, oh, I've been grieving. And didn't even know it. And that was 2 years ago. I realized that. Dove into work.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I
that you realized.
I definitely grieved. We were speaking offline that I've been, but when I married the first time I was 22. I think I'm 41 now. 22, I believe, and he was, if I was 22, he was like 31 or something like that. And I remember, obviously I'm young and I was on my own since 17. So all of the struggles between that period, right? Until I, really found my profession young. I was making pretty good money young. But I had gone through all kinds of experience, eviction, I've experienced rape, just kept on going, kept on going. And then that was the thing that broke me down. Even though I can't even say like now if I go through something, I'm gonna keep on going and all of that. But even then I couldn't even fake it. Like I couldn't fake it. I'd never shed a tear though. Struggling like every day. It was like I was in a cloud of darkness.
Yes. Yes.
All day, every day. And I remember one of my girlfriends at the time, she was like, Sin, I don't think you're taking time for yourself. Because I would be out partying, partying. I didn't do that at first because I was just so sad. I didn't want to go anywhere. But then when I was like, all right, you got to get outside, right? So then I get outside, awkward as hell, just awkward. And at that time, the scary part was who's on the down low. Like, because the down low guy was new. It was like starting to come out during that time. So that was
92.
Stop
like
it. Well, down low been a while for a while.
Right.
Down low been around.
Been around.
But like when it was like a scary thing, like kind of the topic,
Wow.
I think that was 2005, I think, or something like that. But anyway, so scared that whoever I might talk to might be on the down.
Right.
So, but once I got my bearing, it took a good 6 to 7 months.
Yeah.
Then I was like a whole beast, like outside. But I was still not facing my grief. So then I was just tearing up hearts and didn't want to be in relationships and just being real reckless or whatever. But I just remember finally being like, Lord, just drag me in the right direction. Yeah. I just asked him to drag me. And I told him, I was like, I'm not strong enough to do it on my own.
Yeah.
Because I just realized that I'm just going down a reckless road here with no direction. Nothing would work really for me, nothing would. I mean, I knew all the right people, to make all the right connections, but nothing would work. It's because I needed to sit still, and just heal and grieve, and
because there's still some good times during grief.
Yeah,
so it can confuse you.
It can. It can.
Especially if you've been missing out on any type of affection or things that you weren't getting, and then now you're getting it. Like you said, you was outside, you knew how to move. Like I remember being out, and I was like, see. It's easy to do.
Yeah. Like, I got this.
I did this and this. And I'm like, okay. And then that other person just show you why you don't want to do that shit.
Right.
And then that hits even harder.
Right.
Yes.
And that had me running in other directions because I didn't want to do no work. I realized when I got divorced, I didn't want to. I felt like I lost first. Like I wasn't good at it, so I got a competitive edge. So I put it all in, but I was emotionally immature. So I'm making mistakes, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
So as I split, I started to learn them. Then I started to I didn't lose. You just didn't know what the hell you were doing.
Yeah.
And so now I forgave myself.
Yes.
That's
the key.
one.
Had to forgive myself. Like this was my fault.
Yes.
Okay.
It took me a while to forgive myself because I wouldn't acknowledge because he did me wrong.
Yeah.
Right? He did me wrong, but my behavior after that was all me, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you want to put it on this person, but it ain't got nothing to do with all the rest. Yes, they may have gotten to, a certain point, but my behaviors after that's all on me. And I had to realize that at some point, you're going to have to reap what you've sown,
Yes.
And so what I found when I was on my healing journey and when I was on the right path of just, for me, when I say reckless, I wasn't out there being a hoe, nothing along those lines. It was just for me, the way that I live, it's reckless for me. Right. And so I learned that when I, met my husband and, about to have Zay and all of that, I had residual things that I had planted that I'm just living this great life and now I got to deal with this that I planted over here and just having to do. But once you get through it, but you've been planting good seeds after that. That's why now it's like I just try to plant good seeds. I don't want nothing coming up in a good harvest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
true.
that I got to deal with.
Show up.
Because we're
done.
gonna have to go through things anyway. That's just life. Like I don't want it to be life problems and then the ones that I caused too coming all up at the same time. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I wonder, are people, when they're grieving, the victim role, you can kind of be in that, well, this happened to me, so I'm going to be this way.
Right.
Nah, you got to get off that too.
Right.
You got to get off that too. Like, as wild as I can be, as fun as I can be, that's why I said, you know what? I'm not going to hold punches because I don't want to be a liar. I don't want to mislead.
Right.
So I can meet a good person, know that, like you speak about, just good people. You don't want to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You ain't into this. Stay your ass over there. Listen, this ain't, I'm not trying to challenge you. Listen, stay your ass over there. Because we were just talking about, I'm not texting back. I'm just not here for it. I don't want to do this.
You don't want that
Right.
responsibility.
I want to do
Being
the
honest.
dad part. I want to be a good dad now.
Yeah.
I want to focus on, hey, like I always knew it was a good. I felt like I was a good dad. Now I really want to
Like go
that
all the
first,
way
and then
in.
if I got time, if I just happen to have time, I hate to say it, but it's just a good time.
Right.
Sierra, what do you? So just going off of what you said about victim, I remember when I took my responsibility, right? What would you say yours was, even in that relationship or any other one?
I would say just not doing my part for me. I'm a loving person, so I always, stopped doing things that I needed to do for me because of someone else. And I noticed that I turned that into the victim thing, especially with my daughter's father. It was like, you stopped me from doing this, and that, because I'm letting you do this and you're not doing enough. So where does that leave me? I started to become frustrated because he works out of town. So, out there with his rounds,
Right.
I noticed that I really wanted to just make something happen for myself. And that's why I left. But what you were saying as far as the victim thing and how some people can be bitter after that, I've mastered not being bitter with new people that, the universe brings my way. But because I'm not bitter and because I'm loving naturally, that caused people to use me either for my image. They just want me on their arm. They just want to, and they don't really value me. So I've been struggling with that to the point where I had to say, I don't want no dates. I don't want none of that. Like, do you want to go out to eat? I like to cook. I'm good. Like, at this point, when it comes to dating, if we can't build, like business wise or do something intentional, I don't even want to bother. And some people may feel like that's not a good approach, but I just want to see what we can do together, whether it's working on our body, like let's do positive
Something
things together.
Yeah,
like let's slow down on the dating thing and let's just be friends. Cause I've never done that with anyone. Just
be a
being
good person
friend.
to me. And I'm
be a good
person
person to me. Yes, that's it. So
What do you think you guys experiences, things that you all have experienced that you're putting into your children, good and bad?
So go ahead. No, you go. I've been talking all night. You go.
No, okay. I will say the entrepreneurship. I'm the oldest of 6, and my mother and father, they've been together since I was little, and they're still together to this day. And I noticed that because my mother and father worked, they didn't really have much time to pour into us. I've been sewing since I was in 6th grade, doing hair since I was a child. And I wanted to do so much as a child, but they didn't really have that time or, didn't really see the, when you're working 9 to 5, you ain't got time for your little dreams. So with her, I've been doing that, instilling it into her. Even if she's annoyed by it, I'm like, no, you gonna learn. You gonna be a millionaire before you 16. Those are goals that I've been instilling into her because I don't want her to struggle. And a lot of relationships that I was in, domestic violence, it was because of survival. I don't want her to have to go through that. Yep.
I would say after becoming more emotionally mature, because I was so emotionally mature, like I didn't even know I could tell you the definition of empathy, but I didn't have it. I was just numb from trauma.
Right.
So with my kids, I'm trying to teach them how to be savages, like go out here and be competitive and win and be
Yes.
those guys, and also be able to to listen, understand, troubleshoot, solution driven, and take control of your emotions, but still be a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I make the joke. I don't know if y'all remember with Kobe Bryant and that Kanye. He said, "Are you the same animal and a different beast?" And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Kobe Bryant?" I understood it right away.
I have to
The
look up that
craziness
clip.
in me understood it right away. But
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to teach my kids. Like, you're an animal. You know what I'm saying? But okay, but the beast part is now you may not be playing sports. You may have to go be an engineer.
Right.
You're a different beast now.
Sure,
Yes.
You see,
sure.
so that's what he's saying.
Yes.
Like, okay, like be here, but you're still an animal in whatever you do.
Right.
That's just who you are. You're innate. So I'm trying to teach him that because I'm going to win. I'm going to get through.
Right.
Like I don't, like I can go back to the military. I can go back and to the post office
Yeah.
if I just need a job.
Right.
And I don't even look at those jobs as low end jobs, but
Right.
my intellect is just higher. But I
Sure.
want to show them, look, you can do anything you want to do.
Right.
I know
And
that's
this is
right.
how. So that's what the
Right.
pouring into. I'm giving them. I didn't necessarily get it from my parents. They was just like, look, we don't lose. We're going to get home. That was it. And I figured it out. You're going to get it. Like, we're going to make, we can't, you say no right here, we do it like this.
Yeah.
All you got to do is no. Let's
Yeah.
just do the work.
Yeah.
Right.
I think for me, I think both of my kids will see in me like she goes and kills shit. Like,
See?
I know that's right.
period. Like they know. And if I believe that if anything goes on with them, they feel like I'm the fixer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like that and the principles and things that I think that they get from watching me, not necessarily just telling them. But one of the things that I try to be a little bit more conscious about is vulnerability. It is a process for me to be vulnerable with someone, right? Like people know me and they know I'm sweet, I'm loving, I'll do anything for you. But what I learned over the years is I know so much about my friends and they have felt like they didn't know as much about me, right? So the ones who I know are for me, I try to be intentional about letting them in,
Yes.
right? But I want to make sure I have a balance between, because I've been like a survivor all my life. It's like anything that I've earned it and I've fought for it. I've had to create my own opportunities, all kinds of things, just surviving life. But I don't want them to feel like they have to survive life because they just watch me go, 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 go.
Right.
And I want them to enjoy life, life's moments, and not be so serious. I'm serious about life, but I enjoy my, like I love traveling, all those kinds
Right.
of things, but I'm serious about life.
Yeah.
And to the point to I think we were talking about this recently, like, why am I so ambitious? Like, why you just can't chill, And then, but I do see that I'm getting to that place where I'm so in tune with myself and I'm so in tune where I will walk away from all of this and go to somebody's out of the country on the water, be a bartender at the little tiki bar
And be
right there
done.
and be happy. So don't push me, because I will give it all up. Like,
I'll just start walking.
Whereas
Put the phone down, I'm out.
right. Because I feel like before I was trying to prove a point. Like all these years I'm trying to prove, because I've had to create opportunities. And, I'm a woman, I'm very driven, but I'm pretty. That's just period.
Right.
So you either get jealousy or you're trying to be serious and they trying to date you.
Yeah.
So I've had to, prove a point that I might look a certain way, but I'm smart, I'm savvy, resourceful, all of that.
That's it.
But now I don't care what the hell you think. I know how great I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I no longer have a point to prove. So I really just do the things that I want to do.
You just walk in the
Right.
light.
Yeah.
I think when we talking about, when we were on the air when I said that, I don't think you were here yet. I was saying, being a beautiful woman and you come in and you have other shit with you. Like, I'm not just a look. Like, that's a
Right.
lot of depth over here.
Right.
So when you're standing beside maybe a maid or whatever, you could dim their light, or you may blind them, and so now they're picking at you
Yeah.
for different things.
That's it.
And I was telling my ex, I was saying to her, I was like, look, you are so lit.
Right.
That when you come in the room, you can take the room without me being there.
Yes.
Like when you walk into the room,
Right.
you can't stand beside a man who is worried about what you look like when you come in the room. That's why he's with you.
Right.
I need somebody who's a star.
Right.
So I don't even worry about what's going on over here. You such a star, I ain't worried about them folk looking at you.
Yes.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
Like, I know they're looking at you. But I can't. I
Exactly.
can't with this.
Somebody was saying that about my honey bun. They were like, he just lets you just go off and just be and he'll be right there with his cigar and his drink. But like, that's my babe. And he'll be all over here. And he's not, he doesn't look awkward. Like, is she going to come check on me? If I'm in my element, when I'm in my lane of things. And that's how my dad was to my mom. Like, my mom is spicy. You could hear her if she came through the elevator right now. That's way over there. She'd be like, well, where am I going? Like she's going to come in with the spice. And you might hear her singing down the hall, all kinds of stuff. And my dad would just sit back and just smile like, that's my girl,
Yeah, because they go home together.
Yes.
This is just what we do when we come outside. We come outside, this is our lane.
And I know I experienced that in my first marriage of him wanting to. That's what my light attracted him to me, but then he ain't want nobody else to see it.
Yep.
And it was
That
just
right
so
there.
rough. It was so rough trying to like mellow down so that that man was 6'4", 200 something pounds, like good looking dude, just
That
for
whole
whatever
thought
reason.
process of tradition just blows it when it comes to having a beautiful woman that everybody likes, men and women.
Yeah.
Or people who's not even interested in her look, they just want to talk to her.
Yeah.
Guys be like, no, get back. No, you can be protective and not even do anything.
Right.
Yep.
Like you say, when you come into a room, like you're doing your shows, I
Yeah.
haven't really seen everything you do, but when I saw you, I'm like,
You just
damn,
know, yeah.
you look great. And your name is 007, Queen
Right.
007. So,
Right.
all right, bet.
Right, right.
So if I was to be out with you and you with us, I would already know that, hey,
Yes, they're gonna be looking.
Right. I know
Yes,
they're looking.
yes. Ryan will say in a minute, if they ain't looking, I don't want you.
Okay.
I want to see you across the room and be like, damn.
Just wait.
I'm gonna
Yep.
fuck her shit up. When I get someone say something nasty.
That's my parents
You
to
know what I
this
mean?
day.
I
Okay.
love
And I
that.
love that example of having that. They're still.
How long have they been married?
They just had an anniversary on the 28th. It's been 24 years.
Did you ever feel like
married.
you had to live up to that at one point in your life?
I just feel like I want that.
Sure.
That's really what it is. And so when I'm serious with someone, of course, once they meet my parents, it's like,
Okay.
you see,
Yeah.
all right? You see, right?
Right,
Okay, this is
right.
what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, a temporary thing. I'm looking for long term. So, and when you see that intentional love that they still have to this day, it's like, get a room. Like
I
they're
know.
literally still like that.
I know.
So
I miss
That's
seeing
dope.
that with my parents.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So do the looks still matter?
what do you mean?
Like when you see the man can do everything else that you just said, but do the looks still play a part? I was in a conversation and it was like, well, it ain't necessarily looks, but they
like
got all
dating
those
now.
qualities. Like you just said, look, I need a friend, I need this, I need that, but
Do you have to be attracted to them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or what
I-
about chemistry too?
I definitely have to be attracted to you. And when I say that, it's the confidence. Like how you said, you're king, he's chilling,
talking about
smoking his
physical.
cigar. Yeah, that too. But
Yeah,
just,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, the
Along with
physical,
everything else.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need something that's imposing.
Let me tell you something. That's what's gonna get you through the rough times.
Yeah.
That you're still
You be looking
attracted
like,
to him.
"This
Like,
fine."
oh, I'm mad as hell. Ooh,
You
the
fine,
way he mad at me
though.
right
You're
now
fine,
is
so.
turning me. He has been mad at me. And I just be looking like, ooh. I know he mad right now.
Let's go there,
I know he mad right now, but when is this over? No.
Right.
No, I have to have chemistry with you and I have to be attracted to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
really that has to be there. The it all got to be there. Whatever it is for you. Like I like to laugh. I am one of those, I kind of be quiet. So we both can't be quiet. Like you have to, but if I know you, like I'm laughing, I'm talking all day. But if I don't, I'm just like,
Yeah.
But he makes me laugh. I'm talking about bust out laugh and laugh.
Aw,
And
that's beautiful.
He's has helped me because I'm there now. But he's helped me not be so serious about life. I remember when he came in to the bathroom on me one time, and I was like, like I'm in the bathroom. He was like, I don't care nothing about that. And I'd be like, I'd be so annoyed.
Just sitting there like, please.
Oh my God. Especially I just had Isaiah, so he felt like he had some roles and stuff. He was like, I don't care nothing about that,
Like we in this the whole way, baby.
Right. Okay, so now we've gone through our grieving process and we have children now. We have to co-parent.
Yes.
My co-parenting, I know it's like night and day from yours because you have a friendship.
Yeah, but she beat me up to get here. Like, I mean, like I'm
like
real.
this gonna work.
She's like, no, it was just her pouring in. Like, you're not doing this. You need to do this.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm doing it. No, you can do more. You can do more. And I'm like, you still asking me to do shit?
Yeah.
So I didn't. I could only hear her complaining. I couldn't hear the message.
Yeah.
Right.
That was my immaturity.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, hey Lord.
Okay.
And that's
Help a
all I
brother
said.
out.
Listen,
Like-
universe, snap me out of it.
Yeah.
Took my foot away, and then from then on, the last 3 years, I've been
It was that foot that changed the game. Be honest with you,
everything because I had been praying all summer.
When we
like,
say foot, he literally
tore my Achilles, the Achilles heel. I was drunk the night before, stretched real good. I did everything you're supposed to do from a physical standpoint. I took a step and that shit popped. And the guy said, I tore my Achilles. He was like, if you tore your Achilles, you'd be doing this. I said, look at me, man. I tore my Achilles. It's not there. I ain't have no pain. Drove home, took a shower, had somebody take me, came back. Then that night when I was alone, it hit me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm finna be fucked up for months.
Yeah.
Depression.
I remember.
Then I felt
I remember. Then you had to sit.
And think.
You had to sit still.
I didn't know what that was.
I remember. I remember. Don't you look back when you've gone through a dark period and you come through and you be like, I don't even know how.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was that immature. Like, as intellectual as I've gone, like you said, done so much shit, but just self-healing, I just didn't know I was just that far gone. Didn't even know I was that numb to shit. Like, I'm sitting by myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Still was good. I was still good. And then one day I was just like, I can't stand up on my own.
Jeez. That gave me goosebumps
That's
hearing you say that.
your whole word right there.
That was it. That was it. I cut everything off. I moved. Like, I gotta move. I gotta get a better relationship with my parents. I started that coaching basketball.
Yep,
I mean, this
I
was all
remember.
while I was in a boot. I couldn't even walk. I just boom. Like, what the hell you got going? It's over. I was walking around. It's over. It's over. It's over. Girls hit me. What you doing? It's over. It's done. I got so and so with me. She feeling frisky. It's over. I don't want no priest. Leave me alone. Like nothing. Oh, that was a battle.
I know, but you came through.
Yeah, you
and
smiling now.
I
Got your
know.
J's on. I know. I would have never known.
Oh yeah.
Walking.
I went back and played in the game, started dunking the ball, everything. But
What's up?
it just, that's what my relationship with my sons got
Got
tighter.
better, yeah.
Because they
Right.
realized, Dad, you got basketball pedigree. And they most like, you aren't doing what you want. And now,
just look at you.
you'll see his tall ass in a minute.
I know. Oh my gosh. I just can't. I'm like, hey nephew. Okay, what about you? What's your experience with co-parenting?
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle. And he's had some things happen, physical things that kind of put him down. And I was like, all right, but it still is not clicking. And I feel like that's because the trauma that he has is not being addressed.
Sure.
So the parenting that he, experienced growing up, the absence of his parents is why he's absent with his children.
Sure.
So working out of town all their life, that's all they know. Daddy's here for the weekend and he gone.
Yeah.
So that makes the co-parenting a struggle because he's never around.
Right. Gotcha.
But I still try because I want her to know that, it's no problem for him to be in her life, but I'm not gonna chase you.
Yeah.
But it's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's definitely a struggle because mommy is the one who make her clean and cook. I'm giving her all the values
of life.
When daddy's here, it's like party time. So that's a struggle for me.
Boy,
He's here for the weekend, shopping, we Six Flags, like what? Yeah, and mommy's back home, back to school. It's like, come on now,
Day to day.
yeah,
Real life.
Yes.
So we gon' and I feel like once I once I, meet my husband, I feel like that'll help. Just her having that father figure, I feel like that may help him step up, seeing another man step up.
Sure.
Because that's how it was for my mother. Once, my father came in, it was like, psh,
that's it.
Yep.
I have a pretty good co-parenting relationship with someone I don't consider a friend. I don't have a friendship with my son's father. Well, that's not who I was married to.
Right.
And it was during that time where I didn't know if I wanted to be married again, but I knew I wanted a baby, and he was going to give me one. It was like that scenario. I had seen so many co-parenting relationships. I was like, we'll co-parent. Me being logical, right? And that just, I do not recommend doing that. Even if they say, no, it's going to be all good, I do not recommend. But I had to realize that, and I made a choice. I said, before my son turns, I think 1, I said, you got to switch this up, because it wasn't good in the beginning. It wasn't good at all. But I said, before my son gets an age where he's going to remember us not working together, because we didn't have like communication. It was no communication. It was whatever the court said, that's what we doing, and we sticking to it, like no flexibility, And so I said, nah, we can't. So I remember having a conversation with my son's mother, my son's father's mother, his grams. And I said, let's all get on the same, page in terms of just respecting one another and just understanding this didn't work, but we gotta have great energy,
right?
Because he can tell, and I can see my son like trying to be the fixer,
right?
And he was not even 1 or 2, at that time, just like figuring it out.
You feel
it's
that energy.
And I was
feel
like,
it.
I was like, I can't do that. And so she and I made a pact, and after that, it was all the way up after that, because I knew I had someone on my team, right? And so then I also realized that I can't change how he decides to parent. I can only do what I can do. I'm not going to be like, what are you doing? Is he in bed over there? Is he eating good? Listen, all I can do is pray, to eat all the sausage you want, because if I didn't eat pork, he was eating pork, I don't drink sodas. God. He drinking Coke,
That's it.
But it was one of those things where it's like, I can only do what I can do and pray,
Right.
and just understand that you just do what you can do. You try to be an example and be a positive influence. Like when I see him drink, I saw him recently drink Coke. He called me while he was gone, and I said, my eyes got big. I said, now we don't drink no Coke. I said, now I know you're gonna have one. I said, but I see another empty can right beside you, sir. So it's one of those, like, I'm not texting his father like, I can't believe you.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I just be like, come on now, boo.
Well, that's big.
Yeah.
Cause that could just ruin his whole time
Yes,
over there.
Yep. So I just pray on it, be like, Lord, keep his insides together, But I'll just try to make him responsible. Like, come on, boo. Like, we don't do that. That's how much sugar is in there. It's not really good for your body. Just kind of
That's being such a great feminine woman energy right there.
Yes.
I'm telling you, because I was stupid as hell. Listening to you say stuff like that, I'm like, I remember telling her one time, just based on what you said, like, you're going to take this route, right? That's me.
Okay.
She was saying something. She was like, you're not doing this. I'm like, what do you mean? Then I realized, like, but you're going to do that. That's why I married you.
Right.
She was like, do you know women out here will flip it on your ass? And I was like, will they? I mean, but that's the I got you. I got with you because I thought you'd be a great mom.
Right.
So be a great mom.
Right. Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it made me realize that this is a blessing.
Yeah.
Because you could have flipped it real quick.
Yes.
You could too. You could just really flip, but
yes.
y'all not. Just being good parents. So I'm like, I'm done with the stupid shit.
Yes. Yeah. She's so
value.
right, because there are moms or dads, out there just giving them the business.
Just because.
Like just because. And just no point to it at all. It's not going to change anything. Y'all just going to be arguing.
Yeah.
And you still ain't got no resolution.
And I want to add something to that. I purposely did not put him on child support you know, even with the lack of support, you know, because I don't like the whole system and I don't want to bring him down. I actually want to see him win. So I feel like even with that, it's like, all right, she ain't put me on, so I'm going to just keep doing what I do. But I'm like, you know what? Baby girl, let's get this money. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you just need to know how to take care of yourself. Yeah. So that's really where I'm at with that. And that's that feminine energy. Love your father, but always take care of you. Whether whoever got your back. That's you always got your back.
That's right. That's a good note to close on.
Okay.
Please tell everyone one more time where they can find you on social media.
Yes, you can follow me at Queens on a Mission 007. That's right.
Let them know where they can find you, G Cool.
Listen, you can find me on Instagram at GCool 5.0. And that's it now.
I know, right? That's it. It's G Cool. That's
Power
it.
108.9.
Period.
Don't play with me.
Okay. And you know where you can find me, the Syndy B. Spell my name right, SYNDY. And you know you can find us here every single Thursday at 7:00 p.m. The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And I see you next week.
Bye.